Amanda Blake was born on February 20th, 1929 in Buffalo, New York. Her birth name was Beverly Louise Neal. She's known for being an actress. She spent 19 years on the TV show called Gunsmoke. She played Miss Kitty starting in 1955 and it ran on CBS. After moving to California with her family as a teenager, she briefly attended Pomona College before focusing on acting. She made her film debut in the 1950 movie called Stars in My Crown. She appeared in a few TV shows and movies before her big break in Gunsmoke. With that show taking up most of her time, movies were difficult to dedicate time to. She appeared in some Dean Martin roasts, The Love Boat, The Match Game, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and The Red Skelton Show, among many others. She was a heavy cigarette smoker. She was treated for oral cancer in 1977. She loved animals and helped open no-kill shelters and a sanctuary. She was married 5 times and had no children. She died in 1989 from AIDS-related pneumonia. Her 5th husband also died from AIDS in 1985. Amanda was 60 years old. Rock Hudson was born on November 17, 1925 in Winnetka, Illinois. His birth name was Roy Harold Shearer Jr. He was an iconic actor in movies and television. In 1984, he was one of the first major celebrities to be diagnosed with HIV. He was a major movie star with many classic movies. After high school, he enlisted in the US Navy for 3 years during World War II. Once he got out, he moved to Hollywood and struggled to make a living. A talent agent named Henry Wilson gave him his big break and changed his name to Rock Hudson. He had surgery to deepen his voice. He made his acting debut in 1948 and became a leading man in 1952. Supposedly, it took him 38 takes to get one line right in his first movie. Many consider the 1956 movie Giant to be his best. Later that year, he was voted the most popular star in the country. Some of his other films included Written on the Wind, Pillow Talk, All That Heaven Allows, Magnificent Obsession, Lover Come Back, and Seconds, just to name a few. Let me know if you remember him. He married a woman named Phyllis in 1955, but it was widely known in Hollywood that he was really a closeted gay man. He thought his career would be over if the public found out. He was often blackmailed by people who threatened to tell his secret. He recorded an album in 1970 called Rock Gently. He started smoking cigarettes at age 12 and drank a lot of alcohol. He had emergency quintuple heart bypass surgery in 1981. In his later years, the drastic change in his appearance was noticeable to everyone. He died in 1985 from complications due to AIDS. He was 59 years old. Dan Hartman was born on December 8, 1950 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He was a singer, a songwriter, a producer, and a musician. I think he was great. That's why I was so shocked when I read why he died and how young he was. He showed an early interest in music and studied classical piano as a child. He said he got bored with classical music and was more interested in rock and roll. He was in a band called The Legends with his brother named Dave as a teen. Musician Rick Derringer got a hold of a demo Dan made and suggested he join the Edgar Winter Group in 1972. He wrote and sang one of their biggest hits called Free Ride. It was originally intended to be a song by The Legends. Dan appeared on 3 of their albums playing various instruments. After going solo in 1976, he had a disco hit in 1978 with a song called Instant Replay. His biggest hit would come out in 1984 called I Can Dream About You. It was written for Hall & Oates, but they were just finishing up their album so they didn't record it. It's one of my favorite songs from the 80s. Let me know if you love it also. He sang backup on the Steve Winwood song called The Finer Things. He produced and co-wrote the James Brown song Living in America from the Rocky IV soundtrack. Here's a fun fact. Did you know Stevie Ray Vaughan played guitar on that song? Dan worked with a lot of other big-name artists, including Joe Cocker, Tina Turner, Foghat, 38 Special, and Diana Ross. He never married and had no children. In the late 80s, he was diagnosed with HIV. He was a closeted gay man. He died in March of 1994 from a brain tumor. He was 43 years old. Eazy-E was born on September 7, 1964 in Compton, California. His birth name was Eric Wright. He was a rapper in the group called NWA and a business mogul. He will never be forgotten. Some people called him the godfather of gangster rap, but he downplayed that. He was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2016. He received his GED and graduated to selling drugs. He founded Ruthless Records with his manager Jerry Heller in 1986 with the money he raised from his quote-unquote hustle. He helped form NWA in 1987 and they released their debut studio album the next year called Straight Outta Compton. Very controversial at the time. Apparently they weren't very fond of the Police. He wasn't the best rapper at first, but he had charisma. He had no intention of rapping. He would have been happy just to be a music executive. Ice Cube and Dr. Dre eventually left the group over money, and things got ugly between the three of them. They made songs insulting each other. Eric also had beef with the infamous Suge Knight. He released his first solo album in 1988. I couldn't find a definite number of how many kids he had. It was somewhere between 9 and 11, with a lot of different women. In 1993, he signed Bone Thugs and Harmony to Ruthless Records. He was married once. He died in March of 1995 from AIDS-induced pneumonia. He announced he had the disease 10 days earlier. He made peace with Dr. Dre and Ice Cube before he passed away. There were talks of possibly reuniting NWA before Eric died. He was 30 years old. Freddie Mercury was born on September 5, 1946 in Stone Town, Zanzibar, which is now part of Tanzania. His birth name was Farrokh Bosara. He grew up in India and his family moved to England in 1964. He was the singer, co-founder, a songwriter, and a musician in the great band called Queen. After meeting Brian May and Roger Taylor, he joined their band, which was called Smile. They changed their name to Queen, and their debut album was released in 1973. He changed his name to Freddie Mercury in 1970. Everyone knows him as one of the greatest performers of all time. Did anyone else have more fun on stage? He was always moving forward, not satisfied staying in the same place musically. With his 4-octave voice, he could sing just about anything. I still get goosebumps when I hear him sing The Show Must Go On, which was released as a single a month before he died. Queen had a resurgence when the 1992 movie called Wayne's World came out, since they used Bohemian Rhapsody in a scene. Their legendary performance at Live Aid in 1985 was absolutely perfect. He graduated from the Ealing Art College in 1969. He designed the Queen logo. He released 2 solo albums. The love of his life was a woman named Mary Austin. He had relationships with both men and women. He never married and had no children. He was diagnosed with HIV in 1987. Freddie died in 1991 from bronchial pneumonia resulting from AIDS. He was 45 years old. Liberace was born on May 16, 1919 in West Allis, Wisconsin. His birth name was Vladziu Valentino Liberace. His friends called him Lee. He's known for being a brilliant, flamboyant, over-the-top piano player, singer, author, and an actor. He had unprecedented fame at one point with his own TV show, sold-out concerts, a movie, and a residency in Las Vegas. He had a piano-shaped pool. His nickname was Mr. Showmanship. Both of his parents played instruments, so he developed a love for music at an early age. He started playing the piano at 4 years old by ear, and soon it was apparent he was a prodigy. By the time he was 20, he began touring and he never looked back. Early on, he went by the name Walter Buster Keys. Classical music purists didn't like him because he incorporated aspects of pop music into his playing. Unfortunately, he felt the need to hide his homosexuality. Back then, it could have ruined his career. He sued a magazine that insinuated he was gay. He dated women to hide his real feelings. He appeared in 2 episodes of the Batman TV show in 1966. He released a cookbook and his autobiography. After he started going bald, he refused to be seen without a wig or a hairpiece. He was diagnosed with HIV in 1985. He died in 1987 from pneumonia as a result of AIDS. He also had pulmonary heart disease. He was 67 years old.